Good morning, everyone. I want to use this medium to welcome each and every one of us. My name is Salio Aditosho Ibrahim. I'm going to be the co-umpire for this program that is being put together by the National Youth Council of Nigeria, Ejigbo local branch. That is the annual cultural day. So as we can see in the theme, cultural history and new cultural history, the struggle for the new heart of Lagos, that is going to be discussed by our eminent personality in person of Professor Prince Jelili Olonfunmi Atiku, who also the CDC chairman of Ejigbo LCDA. So I want you to follow me, sit down, enjoy and relax as we enjoy the program together. So thank you. Can we meet you, ma?
My name is Odetunde Simsela Esther.
You are most welcome to this program.
It's a pleasure.
Yeah. Looking at this program that is being put together by the body of youth, so how do we see such an initiative?
First and foremost, I'm pleased to be here, and it's a very, very good one. I see it as an avenue to bring everybody together, all cultures to come together to work in one accord and not making any differences. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much. If you're looking at it, what is happening in our contemporary society now about culture, so you will see that a lot of people doesn't understand the concept of culture. So, and even those that attempt to understand, trying to lag behind. So what advice or what do you think such a program can actually do for them?
Thank you once again. I can say when it comes to culture, there is something we call you are mine, I am not yours, of which it shouldn't be. We are to work together in one accord. But a situation whereby we are making you are for this, I am for this, there will be differences, and from such differences, issues will start arising. I think bringing up this program is a very, very good one, and I pray as the program has come, I just pray it comes to stay, and not all that's going to be said today, for it to be zinked into our memory to take ourselves in one love, and in doing things together. From such area, everyone will keep growing. Thank you. Okay,
thank you very much. Yeah, I used to hear from a quite number of youths that, cultural activities or cultural displays is actually meant for the old or the aged. So what's your perception about this?
For that is a no. When it comes to cultural, most especially, let's not talk about the youth alone. From our little ones, before getting to the youth, Yoruba will say, Ile Latin Keshorode. This culture must start from home. We should train our children. Culture is not just for the elderly. It's very, very okay. What I'll just say is let's start from scratch. So as they are coming up, they get used to it. Culture goes far. Even to we give it down to atomodomo. It's not just for a particular people, a particular time, no.
Okay, thank you. So what advice do you have for our parents? Because if you can see in our environments now, most parents want their kids, to look civilized. So in such a situation, we see some young generations now that they cannot even speak their local dialect. So what advice do you have for parents is that in infusing this culture?
Thank you once again. When it comes to culture, culture must start from home, as I've said earlier on. If you check out nowadays, most of our children found it difficult to speak their language. I don't train my children in that way. They speak English fine due to the school, because as you are paying school fees and you want it to come out from them. But once the little we speak to them, we make sure it goes far. So even if you're at a point and they are trying to sell you off, you should know your language. Once they tell you, Wambi, Sheba, you know something is happening here. You should know this person is your person. So when it comes to culture, we should not put our children by the side. No to that. We should start teaching them to know things, to understand. Not only English. English is a general language for everybody. We have Igbos, we have Yoruba, we have everybody. When it comes to Yoruba, a Yoruba child must be known as a Yoruba child. Thank you.
Mama Yetunde Ola Wonu Oyinla.
Build the youth. Build the nation. A dúpẹ́ fún Elédùmarè ọba tí ó dá wa sílé ayé. A dẹ̀ ti dúpẹ́ fún àkókò yìí fún program tí àwọn youth tí wọ́n mú dìde. Fún díẹ̀ yìí Elédùmarè ò jẹ́ ká fi eléyìí ṣàṣemọ̀. Gbogbo orí kọ̀ọ̀kan tí wọ́n wá bí ìpátá ẹ ò ní dálé bọ́ òkú ọmọ. Ọ̀rọ̀ yẹn á dayọ̀ o. Ẹ máa rí gbéga. Mo máa mú nínú ohun àwọn àgbàlagbà mo máa fi ṣe ìwúre. Torí àwọn àgbà wọn sọ wípé omi ríkútú gọ́nà méjì, ọ̀nà ríkútú gódò méjì pàdé omi, òun ọ̀nà wọ́n lọ gẹ́ra wọn sí mẹ́jọ mìíràn. Tó wá fún òyigiyigi tí ṣọta nínú omi, ìjẹ́ àwádọ́rí yigiyigi àwọn òkú mọ́ oyigiyigi ọta omi, ẹ ò ní ṣẹ́kù o, a ò níyàn kú. Gbogbo orí kọ̀ọ̀kan tó wà ní pátá gbogbo tá a bá ń dáwọ́lé á yọrí sí rere o. A wá fi prógrámù yìí a fi lé Elédùmarè lọ́wọ́, a bá wa darí ẹ̀, òpin ẹ̀ náà ire ló máa já sí fún gbogbo wa o. A rí bí a ṣe bẹ́ẹ̀ o láṣẹ Elédùmarè a ṣe. Build the youth.
The youth. A kí àwọn bàbá wa Àràbà tí wọ́n fún wa ní àdúrà náà kí Ọlọ́run jẹ́ kí ó gbà jù bí wọ́n ṣe ṣe lọ. Ní báyìí a tún fẹ́ ṣe a fẹ́ ka ògo orin ìyìn orílẹ̀-èdè wa. Please, I would like to call on the representative of the paramilitary organization, yes, to come and lead us in the national anthem. So, bí a ṣe ń retí àwọn ológun wa àbí àwọn jagunjagun wa, ẹ gbọ́.
Shall we all rise to take national anthem? National salute! Reason! Rise, oh, compatriots! Nigeria's province to serve our father's land with love and strength and faith. Gallant both our heroes past shall never be in vain. To serve with heart and mind, one nation bound in freedom, peace and unity. National pledge. Left to Nigeria, my country, to be faithful, loyal, and honest, to serve Nigeria with all my strength, to defend our unity and uphold our honor and glory, so help me God.
Thank you very much. Please let us give them a round of applause. Ejigbo. Ẹ̀yin èèyàn mi, kí ti gbé o. Kí ti gbé o. Cha-cha-cha Igbo kwenu. Àbí wọ́n ti dé ni. Wọ́n ti. To my people.
Olúwa ẹ kó
Build the youth. In a gathering like this, when we say build the youth, we want to see that vibrancy. We are youth. Let the heaven shake. Let the ground shake. Build the youth. Build the youth. Build the youth. Standing on existing protocols. My name is Comrade Akinyele Akitunde Benga, the coordinator of National Youth Council of Nigeria, Ejigbo, local branch. First and foremost, I want to appreciate the man that stood behind us, and he has been standing behind us. He's a pillar to National Youth Council of Nigeria, Ejigbo. He has been putting smile on the faces of all youth in Ejigbo. There is no doubt about it, and there is something like our service is the man of honor, the man that made this day possible for us. The person of Honorable Monsuruddin Oloyede Bello, the executives of Ejigbo, SCD. And after that, I want to also appreciate the CM, the management of Ejigbo SCD, for being there for us, because it has been a tug of war before we could achieve this program. And on the high table, sir, my SG, thank you very much, sir. We really appreciate it. My smart for our Greek. Without you, you are the father of all youth. So without you, we are nobody. Thank you very much, sir. My state PRO, kudos to you, sir. My Oluwo, sir. Thank you for coming, sir. So with that simple protocol, good afternoon, everybody, once again. I want to welcome the son, daughter, and residents of Ejigbo community. We all gather here to witness another historical event in our dear SCDA through Nycn, that is National Youth Council of Nigeria, Ejigbo. The Nycn is an umbrella and mouthpiece of all youth organizations in Ejigbo. That is voluntary youth organization, PYOs, community-based organizations, CBOs, non-governmental organizations, NGOs, and all uniform organizations. We represent the interest of all youth in Ejigbo. I'm still standing before you to welcome you all to where our mind will be tinted to existing cultural aspects of Ejigbo. The executive of Nycn has deemed it fit to project Ejigbo SCDA to the world through the values of cultures. We all know how much people travel and leave their comfort zone on tourism. On this note, I want to appreciate all of us to honor, for you to honor and witness this special occasion. Thank you all. Build the youth.
Wọ́n ní bóyá Akíntúndé tí ẹ̀ ń jẹ́ ẹ̀ bóyá mọ̀ pé àti ní Africa sísìn bóyá China ni mọ́ mi so nígbà tó wọ́n wá láti America bíi China so wọ́n kàn wá sáré sí Nàìjíríà wá short put so bóyá short put tó wọ́n kàn tó pull out ni bẹ́ẹ̀ ni àríwẹ̀ kọ̀.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ náà, I represent all tribes in it. Build the youth.
Build the youth. Build the nation. Ẹ má dà coordinator wa lóhùn. Ọkàn ìdìbò ni ọgbọ́n Yorùbá táwọn bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí mú àwọn òwe kalẹ̀ ń sẹ́ wá lẹ́ ọ̀bọ tó jọ Ìgbò yìí Build the youth. That is a very wonderful one from our coordinator. Wọ́n ti fún wa ní ọ̀rọ̀ ìkáàbọ̀. Ẹ̀rí kí bá wọn ṣe òkúfẹ̀ ní kínkínní. Ẹ̀rí wọ́n ní àwọn kí wa lọ́mọdé lágbàlagbà. Gbogbo àwọn ẹgbẹ́ tí a fìwé pè tí wọ́n jẹ́ ẹgbẹ́ àwọn ọ̀dọ́ ní Ejigbo. Wọ́n ní àwọn kí. Ẹ̀rí bákan náà wọ́n kí àwọn ọ̀gá wa níbí báyìí tí wọ́n jẹ́ chairman Ejigbo LCD Honourable Monsud ní orílẹ̀-èdè Bello àti gbogbo àwọn kábínẹ̀tì wọn ó bẹ̀rẹ̀ láti orí CM SLG àwọn supervisors àwọn councillors látàrí iṣẹ́ takuntakun ẹni tí wọ́n sọ pé ẹ máa jó lọ ẹni a wà lẹ́yìn yín Ọlọ́run ní padà ní ẹ̀yìn àwọn náà ẹni bákan náà a kí àwọn gbogbo organizations wa tí ó jẹ́ youth ní Ejigbo wọ́n lè jẹ́ kó yé wa pé cultural youth day tí à ń ṣe lénìí ẹni òun náà ni láti ṣe kíni láti kóra wa jáde ká dá wa lárayá ká fi àṣà àti ìṣe wa hàn ẹni kí àwọn èèyàn àti gbogbo ayé pátá kí wọ́n bá lè rí àwọn ohun àmúyẹ tó wà nínú àṣà wa Ọlọ́run á dẹ̀ ṣe rọrùn. Be the youth, the podium. The state chairman of National Youth Council of Nigeria, Lagos State Chapter, to also come and give us his welcome address. That is no other person than Comrade Biliamin Sulaiman Oba, which is ably represented by Comrade Abiodun Ajayi Mandate. Build the youth. Build the youth. I can't hear that voice. Build the youth. Build the nation. Impact the youth. Impact the nation. Before I okay, I will also stand on that protocol that has been established by the Master of Ceremony, and also to make very quick correction. I'm not here to give welcome address. So that National Youth Council of Nigeria, it has been said. I also want to specially thank the Executive Chairman of Ejigbo LCDA, Honourable Monsud Obe. He's not just represented here today by the SLG and the Super for Agric and every other person on the high table. He's also here in spirit. Using this council also denotes that the council chairman is powerfully and greatly interested in the youth development efforts that has been projected so far in Ejigbo. On behalf of the state chairman, he actually asked me to represent him and to tender his unreserved apology for his absence at today's meeting today. He had state assignment he had to attend to, which I'll also be joining him soon in the next couple of minutes in Alausa. He appealed to the executive chairman to continue his love and his support for youth. Cultural theme or cultural fiesta must be projected at all levels of our governance in Lagos State, particularly ensuring that we train our young ones to start adapting into our cultural value. It is high time parents need to start projecting or preparing the mind of their children in our cultural values. Number one, we have cultural attitude. Cultural attitude simply means that when you see an elderly person as a young child, you must bow and greet such person. This is not America, where there is always a face-to-face battle. This is not Ethiopia, where a young girl sees his mother as his colleague or as his friend. Yes, we must continue to project that. Yes, my mother is my friend, my father is my friend, just to ensure that I'm able to speak up at all levels. But we must also project the fact that even when you see somebody that is older than you, that person is like an elderly person to you, and you must respect such a person. It is very quite disheartening that you see a young boy disrespecting an elderly person, and it does not bring better friendship in our society. If you look at our city, I need to recognize our CDC leaders that are here. Please a round of applause for them, and our CDC leaders that are here. They need to be, recognized in a very special way, because they are the one that is keeping our society, our community. We call them gatekeepers. Please a round of applause for them. Thank you very much, sir. These are people, the gatekeepers in my own space of work. They are called gatekeepers. Why? Because if you want to enter a community, they are the one you will see at the gate.
So if you want to do anything successfully, there's what called community entry strategy. You want to enter Ejigbo, for instance, you must meet the CDC chairman. He's your gatekeeper. Or else, if you go into that community without the engagement of the CDC or the CDA, you can't succeed in any of your operations. And I want to say again, on behalf of the state chairman, that beyond greeting parents or elderly ones as it is meant to be, we must also please help me recognize our father who is our guest speaker at today's occasion, our father Jelini. Please a round of applause for him. He has beyond that too, beyond that, we must also understand that if Yoruba sọ wípé forget the fact that we have Nigerians spread across all over the world, forget the fact that in Brazil today, a day has been designated for Yoruba culture. Forget the fact that in other countries, we have many of our citizens domiciled in those countries. But guess what? How many of these Nigerians can speak our local languages? Go to UK, speak Yoruba to a Yoruba-based person or Nigerian-based person in the UK. You might not be able to reply you. Why? Because such value was not placed in him while he was growing up. In China today, you can't go to China and expect that you won't speak their language. You must speak their language before you can do anything. In Germany, let me tell you something. For few of us who have traveled out of the country, in Germany today, if you cannot speak their local language, you cannot succeed in anything you want to do. You must learn their language. A friend of mine traveled to Germany a few years ago, and when she got there, she was asked to go to their foundational school before she could speak Germany. And today, she's one of those people who are making wave in that country. Why? Because he understands their language and he can also speak their language. So we must imbibe the culture of placing high value on our culture. Speak your local languages to your children. Let them know the cultural attitude. Cultural attitude is not common, but it is essentially good that we train our children cultural value. They must ensure that anywhere they find themselves, they must recognize and respect everyone. It is lack of cultural value. A young person will enter a bus and disrespect an elderly person. It is lack of cultural value. Somebody will go into a community and not respect the culture being practiced in that society. No wonder the Bible says, give what belongs to Caesar to what? To Caesar. So what Bible is simply saying is this: every culture, every religion has their own culture. And if you cannot imbibe or fall, if you cannot practice their own culture, that means you cannot survive. So I want to end by saying that this is a good gesture, and I want to have we want to invite
culture wa jáde ẹ̀rí ká fi àṣà wa hàn ká fi ìṣe wa hàn ká lè tún fi bẹ̀ ká fi dá a lára yá inú gbogbo wa máa dùn ní ọlọ́run ní bàbá ń jẹ́. Quickly we want to recognize one of our leaders here, that is not a person than Honorable.
Build the youth, build the nation, build the nation, build the youth. We of the South, we are happy to be here, heavily led by Brandon and Nepali. As you can see, this is a unified period, a lot of people have traveled. But I regretted that just 2 days ago we got the information, and precisely we did not rehearse, and most of our listeners are gone. So what we are going to do is just to dance to our music. That's all. Thank you very much. So I plead of you to grant us this opportunity. Thank you very much.
It's only happening in no other house CDA than Ejigbo CDA. In the whole of Lagos State, they see youth council organization to build the road. Our government is back by us. Build the road. This is the wonderful display from the people of the South. Youth council, youth council, Ejigbo, ẹlòmí tó ní bá gbogbo wa lójú but ìsìn àwọn àti ìbáyé tani bàbá rẹ nílẹ̀ yìí ó yá wáyé tó ní ọkọ̀ máa lọ kọ̀ǹtẹ́nà ní máa pẹ̀lú
highlifeng.com.
We have hot drink. We are being known for this because anywhere we are having any function and all these things are not complete, automatically, we are not there. And by the way, once the kola nut is presented to the host of the community, what is expected of individuals, we start from the high table. The kola nut is shaking as it is being said. So already, the representative of the executive chairman of the council, Honorable Alhaji Oluyede Bello, have actually shocked the kola nut so that the kola nut does not shake. So it is expected that the chief lecturer, that the kola nut is shaking. Want the kola nut to be shocked, to be weighed. No matter the situation, that's our tradition. Yes. So, carry the kola nut gone. Yes. Professor Jelili Atiku have weighed the kola nut.
With a big 1,000 naira.
With a sum of 1,000 naira. Yes. Super. Give a Chibaraba. Take one kola nut. Representative of Alhaji Obe, SLG, take one kola nut. Super, take one kola nut. Take. Take. Let's be fast about it. Let's be fast about it. Take one kola nut. Okay, come here. Kola nut. You can take a little bit. Like.
Yes, thank you. Please let us give.
I continue to grow. Yes, I continue to grow high and high.
Amen.
Whatever be our hearts, I'm going to get it in Jesus' mighty name. We pray.
Amen.
And our babas that are here.
We hereby welcome the HOD of South. Build the youth. Build the nation.
Ìlú tí a wà kó rinlẹ̀ nínú nǹkan tí a ṣe kí a tó pe àwọn tí ó kù tí a jọ ń ṣèlú tí a jọ ń pẹ̀lú. Ìlú tí a wà yìí tí n bá ṣe mistake ìlú Àwórì ni àbí? Kí ti gbé o? Kí ti gbé o? mo kó lílé mo kí àlejò mo kí ọ̀tọ̀tọ̀ kí ìlú mo kí pòfẹ́sọ̀ Jẹ̀lílì Àtíkù wàá máa lórí wàá máa bọ̀rẹ̀ o ìkọ́ òní péjò lẹ́sẹ̀ ìkọ́ òní kọ́ rẹ lẹ́sẹ̀ o káàbọ̀ oṣù rúru olùbàdàn yẹn dà.
wọ́n ní kí àwọn bàbá kí wọ́n bá sọ̀rọ̀ lẹ́nìí ẹ̀rí nípa àṣà ẹ̀rí àti ìṣe. Àìkọ́ tí wọ́n fi bá sọ náà ni cultural history and new cultural history, the struggle for the heart of Lagos. Ẹ já fúnra wa látẹ̀wọ́.
Ẹ fún bàbá wa látẹ̀wọ́.
Ṣé rí àwọn bàbá tó fẹ́ bá wa sọ̀rọ̀ lẹ́nìí? Ẹ̀rí ọ̀jọ̀gbọ́n ni wọ́n, professor ni wọ́n. Ṣé rí gbogbo àwọn kọ̀lọ̀fín. Ẹ̀rí pé òyìnbó ni mo sọ, òyìnbó yẹn ó dẹ̀ ti gan. Ìgbà tí mi gan kà gan, Ọlọ́run ló ní kí n dúró dáadáa. Mo ti fẹ́ ṣubú tẹ́lẹ̀ wọ́n kọ̀ tó dára mi padà ń gbé àìró. Àmì ẹ ṣe gan. Àwọn bàbá tí wọ́n wá bá a sọ̀rọ̀ is no other person than that our very amiable is a man of sagacity with a lot of credibility in the society.
Yes.
A man of valor with ample honor. A man of simplicity with genuity. A man of noble credibility and sensibility.
Build the house.
Build the nation. That is no other person than our father, Professor Prince Jelili.
Akí bàbá wa tí. Ojú ọmọ ìlú yìí, ó rẹ̀ kàwé fòye. Ṣé ipò náà ń pè ní pòfẹ́sọ̀? Ọ̀jọ̀gbọ́n là, ẹ̀mí egu àpẹ́ fún wa. Ẹ káàbọ̀ sà. Kí ti gbé? Oníbàtà máa rọ́pọ̀lá, jágórí ẹrú, jágórí ẹrú, ẹ pẹ̀sẹ̀, ọkà wọlé. Okay now.
We want to talk about the culture. I want to thank the South to have ushered in that vibration that is so strong. The vibration that makes us to understand that our identity as Africa is so unique and so empowered that gives us the energy to be strong. So it's based on that I'm going to base the premises of my discussion today. But meanwhile, in the Yoruba, there is what we call Ijuba, which the English has say protocol. But when you look at the meaning, you see there are different things. Protocol to English is the orderliness that they put together. But Ijuba is the deep respect you give to. The deep respect you give to people who are there before you. So that makes us distinct people. The South people, especially the people who are the riverine area, will understand that when you say you live at the riverine area, one of the things that you first of all learn is the energy of the water. What does the water tell you? What does it mean to you to be? So these are part of the culture that which we are losing, and which the essence of this, my discussions about my lecture today, was supposed to give you the enlightenment of understanding our identity as a people. So the Oyibo have divided, they are the one who use the word culture. So it's their language. But I want to be as much as possible to debate for those colonial terms. Because those words are colonial terms in a way to control ourselves. So when they control us, we find it difficult to define. You know, you could see that when the Southern people came out to dance, and they say it is part of their customs, to welcome people by prayer and by offering kola nuts. And when I bring the kola, they said the kola is shaking. And when it's shake, what do? You bless it with wet. Wait, it is not just money. That you bring the energy of prosperity and bless it. So it is about prosperity that enhances it to make it to stand. And that is what our forefathers, our foremothers have laid down to us. What is kola nuts? So let's go back to the history. But what is that thing? See, African and as well as the indigenous people understand that in a thing that they use, there is that penetrating energy in it. What is the penetrating energy in the cola? So that cola which they offer us, which is the beginning, I have a prepared list, but what happened today, that's what I want to use as my own way. What does the South mean by offering us cola to welcome us? What is the innate energy of the cola? So our forefathers understand it. That in that element of cola, that that's what they call the energy of prosperity that give you balances. Because when you become imbalanced, then it means that you will not be able to think properly. So when you come into their own space, they want you to think and be more comfortable, they offer you collar. In the Yoruba, when you go to meet, to be in the site of the Orisha, they said you must have atono. So which is the guide? So the collar becomes the guide. And they throw it. What they want to do or what they have been doing is actually in line, then the collar will talk. So it becomes a vehicle of knowledge. A vehicle that penetrates into your knowingness, into your archival body. And your archival body is the memory body, which the English say the DNA. When they say the DNA, how do you assess it? They say go to the and go and test. But right here, they say you can assess your DNA by the statement of the collar. It penetrates into you. If you want to know whether the child is yours or not, like I'm going to call Oluwo to come and recite a particular Odu, so that you know when we talk about culture, is the values, the systems, all things that are part of you that which you have been laying down for you. The civilization which your own ancestral body has laid down for you. Recently, the Oba of Benin came to Lagos. But you also will know that this year is a year where everybody is struggling to the heart of Lagos. We said Lagos is no man's land. During the election, the Igbos came with the slogan and said, no, anybody can be there. Anybody can be there. So we now begin to struggle. What are they struggling for? There is an identity that which everybody is struggling for. And that is a prosperous identity. And who put that? I will take you to a little bit history. I am trying to trace history through culture for you to understand. If Oba Abini came and said, Oba Abini founded Lagos, what is that cultural trait which you will be using to now say, yes, this is the feasibility of Benin in Lagos? One language, what we speak in Izaleko is purely Yoruba. And I don't see any traces of Benin there. So that means that Oba Benin Group, when you say Lagos State, is founded by. So let's leave that. But now let's look at, I don't know if any one of you have been to Ejigbo, which is the indigenous festival of the Idejos. The last time I was there, and when you see there, you will definitely know that just like the people of the riverine, that is the nucleus of which the Benin were referring to were the riverine people. And so their Egungun has the raffia, completely full body, and with this majestic body of dance. And when it moved majestically. The majestic movement of that dance shows that the person who founded Lagos is actually a royal personality. Of course, Benin too is a royal personality. But when we talk about, the identity of Lagos doesn't have anything to do with Benin. So the culture of Lagos does not have anything to do with Benin. So what am I saying? That your history as a person has been embedded in your culture. When you see, I was telling the SLG have a special way of handling things. And when you know him critically, you know that is the South people. He doesn't get annoyed though. And when he's annoyed, and he will show you, you will know that this person is. So they walk like a water. Because it is so calm. And even in their dance of the South people, you will see the movement of the tide of the water. It moves. I like that. When you see their women, the handkerchief, white handkerchief, it is the reminiscence of the majestic of water. Because that is the identity of who they are. That is their cultural identity which is embedded into them. When you look at me now, moving, no need to tell you that this is a Yoruba person. When you look at my shawl, my necklace, as big as it is actually the symbol of the royalty in the Yoruba. And who are the people who are our own philosopher? It's Orunmila. And when you look at the head of which they put there, it actually has a meaning. And that meaning will be able to penetrate to you to understand the personality of the person that is wearing it. I didn't wear this because I want to wear. I'm wearing it for you to see the identity of the cultural identity of the Yoruba that which we are losing. And when you lose it, then you become a fake person. and means that we are carrying our colonial body, whatever anything we do. So, in understanding the history of you must also try to understand the content of your culture, and that is where our ancestors hide our history. We know what manipulation of history is all about. Not say congratulations. They will greet the family and say Eku Ewu Omo. Eku Ewu Omo, which is quite different from congratulations. Yoruba understood that at the time of birth, it was a dangerous moment for the mother, because it's a point of a very thin point between death and life. And so when you will not succeed and the child come out, it is a great danger of the Yoruba. Please, whatever any person that understands and very close to about Benin, let the Yoruba Benin come and show us the culture of the nucleus of Lagos that they founded. Yoruba will say alale. Alale, by literary translation, it means someone who divides the earth. Somebody who divide the earth. So the person, the abode of an indigenous people does not come just like that. They would consult an Ifa as the case of the Yoruba. And what was the Odu that will establish that land? So we'll ask about Benin, what was the Odu that established the nucleus of but of course, we all know, I will now tell you the cultural part, which is now the historical part, that are bringing everybody down to Lagos. Our forefathers is called Ogunfuminiri or Lofi. The word Olofi in itself is a title of a king. And the first Olofi is Obatala. And that's why when you look at the lineage, you see the Lagos Indejors, most of the cloth they wear is white. It is reminiscent to say they are the descendant of the first, the royal fathers, the royal mothers of the Yoruba. And when they found Lagos, just like the word Ogun, the river, Ogun River that dispersed into the Lagos Lagoon, was when Olofi make the special ritual that make it to become a flowing river, which now get down into. So the same Olofi made the same ritual when he landed, and that ritual will connect to Oloku, which is the god of the wealth. So Oloku now bless the land with prosperity. So whatever any person that is coming to Lagos is the right, the ritual which Olofi has done that make the land most perpetual. And that is what the struggle of which Oba Benin are trying to. You know what they call the federal character in our government. When they said, when you are making sharing formula, you must be able to tell us, this person of which state does it belong to. So they want to dissolve the identity of Lagos and say, Lagos, so everybody can claim. So to me, and that is when culture becomes political. The political strength of culture. And that is exactly what Oba Benin have just used. I'm sorry that I'm using Oba Benin as a reference, but to us is the point. Oba Benin does not go out anyhow. So that is the culture of the Benin. The Oba is respected, he goes out very rarely. And when he comes out into a public space and make a statement, you must look at it very well. And so culture becomes political weapon at which we use for controlling of power. Now you ask me, what does Oba Benin want to control? Is it trying to extend of the true content, of uncolonized content of history? It is your culture, you know. So we are analyzing the statement of Oba Benin, and that the question which I'm trying to pose is for Oba Benin to show us 5 or 6 cultural influences which you can traceable and which are really there in the nucleus of Lagos. You know, and I'm trying to say specifically that your culture is the content of your ancestral body, and which will. Thank you for listening to me. Thank you so much. So, of the Yoruba, because they are the archival So I wanted him to recite very deeply, Oriki. He will tell you the Odu that he's going to recite. But when he's reciting it, you are going to see the strength of the culture of the Yoruba, how it is poetical, how it is lyrical, and how it's embedded with philosophy, deep philosophy, and philosophy which will use for political, for culture, for economy. So please, will be the end note of my lecture.
Ejigbo nínú ọdún fàyí Ifá náà lọ báyìí ó ní ìwọ̀n òkun ọkọ́ líle ìkùjẹ̀bú oko oòrùn díbá fún orí ọmọ tètè níran ní ọmọ tètè sán ní kò fòrìṣà ǹjẹ́ nínú ológun ẹrú àkàrà orí jẹ́kùn ó kà mí mọ́ wọn ní àkàrà nínú ọlọ́gbọ̀n ìwọ̀fà àkàrà orí jẹ́kùn ó kà mí mọ́ wọn àkàrà. I would like to let you know that our head, that is our destiny. It is a very priority thing that we need to take care about. So embrace it and always come on to your destiny to help you in whatever thing you're doing. You
listen to me.
Yes, sir.
When you are in the music class, there's a lot of instruments as far as music is concerned. You know it all. But indigenously, in our culture in Africa, we have our own music instrument. One of it is what we call bata. Bata, ọmọdé ń jó, àgbà ń jó. A máa ń lò níbi ìgbéyàwó, à ń lò níbi ìṣílé, à ń lò níbi òkú àgbà. Àwọn òrìṣà wa lóríṣiríṣi bí eégún wọ́n máa ń jó. Display. Ẹ̀yin tẹ́ bá ń gbọ́ wá sí ẹ̀ máa ń gbọ́ àlùjọ 100, àlùjọ 50, àlùjọ 20, àlùjọ 20 million. Èní ni ẹ máa ríran wò. Àṣe ìṣekúṣe. Mo ní bàbá bẹ́ẹ̀ ṣe ń padà bọ̀ lórí tébù. Ẹ̀yin lọ́wọ́ kọ̀ báyìí kílódé address. So mo bá òye lè kàkà nọ́mbà mi ká ṣe ọ̀rọ̀ tèmi ò ní. Ọlọ́pàá ó ti bẹ̀rẹ̀. Wọ́n ti nìbọn. Àdúrà tó ti bẹ̀rù náà ti ní bí èyí. Education yìí ti ń gbẹ̀mí díẹ̀ díẹ̀.
These are some of the things that are embedded in culture. And I'm sure that some of it have been displayed here this afternoon. For example, you have cultural dances, which is a part of the integral part of culture. And these dances actually are not just for fun. Every step means a lot for those who can decode the dance steps. So, as diverse as culture is, so are the people. There are several allusions that have been made earlier on this day. I'm not here to counter anything, but to just say that in Ejigbo, we have a very peaceful cultural relationship among ourselves. There is what is called cultural overlap. There is cultural diffusion. There is cultural integration, and several other aspects of culture. So when our leaders are engaged in some, I don't want to call it argument, but rather debates, those of us who are just the younger ones have nothing to say but to be quiet. So in essence, I want to emphasize that as people who are good, because Ejigbo people are good people, as people who are tolerant, Ejigbo people are tolerant, as well as all of its ethnic nationalities that reside here. We encourage cultural harmony. And I want to believe it's part of, it is that reason that the Youth Council of Nigeria Ejigbo chapter has used this day to celebrate culture, to celebrate our tolerance, to celebrate our inclusiveness, to celebrate our history. So as a government, we join the good people of Ejigbo to celebrate today. And what we want to preach is cultural tolerance. There is no ethnic group that is more superior than others. How do you know that? We know that because God created every one of us. I'm not superior to any man on earth. Neither is any man more superior or superior. The executive chairman is passing this message across to the good people of Ejigbo that let us all be cultural tolerant. Let us have cultural harmony. Let us all respect ourselves. And in doing that, there will be peace, there will be development, there will be progress in this land. And as we forge ahead, may the Almighty God be with us all. Thank you very much for listening.
Another person than the commander of Oshodi Solo Area Command, and that is no other person than Chief Kolade Ajibono. Thank you. Be the youth.
For the past many years now, many administrations have been running before mine. I don't think we have been an occasion like this. The past commanders have not been an occasion like this.
Round of applause.
Which I believe is a great history for me till the end of my 4 years that I made it to be part of Ejigbo LCDA to honor a big occasion like this. I really appreciate you. And my vice chairman, I'm a Lagosian. Kijigbo Obere Amagbere Fuwani. From Ìṣẹ̀rí Ọlọ́fin, which is Orísun Àwórì.
Káàbọ̀ máa pẹ̀lẹ́ ọmọlúwẹ̀hún.
Ejigbo remain one, and NYC in Ejigbo, we are one. Please, my chairman and the coordinator, I'm pleading, don't let my men aside in anything when it comes to security and anything that involves Ejigbo. I am the commander for the whole Oshodi Solo area command. My commanding order from here to Oshodi and Nisolo. So, and I have my representative here. So anytime, any day, all of them, they will reach me and I will dispatch any number of men you need. But because the children of country now will need more security and we have to be very vigilant. Lagos will say, terrorism to Eko. It's because Eko is vigilant. So I would not have to lose guard. That's why we must always be vigilant. So we are one as a youth. So please don't let us behind and always remember us in your system. God bless you, sir. One love Ejigbo LCDA.
Thank you, sir.
National.
You are welcome. A round of applause.
Let us forget once again that this program is put together by the National Youth Council of Nigeria, Ejigbo branch. This is Thank you.
Wow.
I think our coordinator is here to prepare the dancing skills. That was a wonderful display from the Ejigbo. This can make only happen in no other local branch.
that he always give a very soft ways of advice. No matter what you are passing through, he surely give you a rest of mind. And for your encouragement for the youth, sir, I want to appreciate you, sir. Thank you very much. It's just for you to do more.
Honorable Ayodele Madaka Jọ̀kọ̀jọ̀kọ̀ Vice Amamire Ọmọwéyé tó Honorable ìjìnlẹ̀ nínú ìjìnlẹ̀ ẹ̀ṣọ́ mi Honorable. Akínbọ̀wálé ni wọ́n máa pè é Asọ́nà. Asọ́nà sọmọ́nà lóko mi. Ìjìnlẹ̀ nínú ìjìnlẹ̀ ẹ̀ṣọ́ ìjìnlẹ̀ nínú ìjìnlẹ̀ ẹ̀ṣọ́ ìwé ìjìnlẹ̀ nínú ìjìnlẹ̀ ẹ̀ṣọ́ ìjìnlẹ̀ nínú ìjìnlẹ̀.
Accommodate you. We always there for you. When anytime we knock on his door, we always open. Sir, walk close to you.
Leader of the house.
This protocol, I'll call you on the joint leader of the house, Honorable Sulajiti Muritala. He has been there for all time of culture. Anytime we call him, that we need to go, he always give us open arms.
Asana mi mama re. Asana. Àwọn ìdíje bẹ̀rẹ̀ bẹ̀rẹ̀. Gbẹ̀gbẹ̀lẹ̀ pátápátá. Àìkàtà rẹ̀. Asana tẹ́lẹ̀ náà mọ̀ rẹ̀.
Our royal personality in our midst. One still to call the other honorable. And the person of Ejigbo in our midst.
Thank you.